risk Schumacher, the world of outlaws.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we pave the road to the championship with the CRA. We are coming to you live from Talladega Super Speedway for Chase Race number 1 and round of 16, sponsored by Homes Now Not Later for the Homes Now Cyber Championship Series. That is Homes Now Cyber Championship Series by Homes Now Not Later. I'm your commentator, Sean Zulu. I am joined by my good friend and producer, Dave Everly. How are you doing tonight?
Doing great, ready to see some 3 wide here at Talladega.
Absolutely. Chase Race 1, round of 16, 3 wide, 4 wide, Talladega. What can go wrong? Well, Dave, tell us a little bit about tonight's race, please. Weather-wise.
Well, taking a look at tonight's weather, good racing conditions. It's 80 degrees out. Track temperature of about 88 degrees. No wind, clear conditions. It is a great day to race here at Talladega Super Speedway.
And that weather comes with a 50% fuel limit that these drivers are given. That is 50% once again as usual. So we should expect to see a minimum of 2 pit stops and a maximum of 3. Well, they will need to pit in at least 3 times. So 3 pit stops required in order for the drivers to be able to make it the full length of the race, 75 laps with no segments. Because once again, this is Chase Race number 1. Just a recap from last week's race. The race before the Chase, round 12, 2007 Daytona International. We had Gary Champion bring it home for his first win. What a way to end the regular season before the Chase begins. His first win, and he too is locked into the Chase. We had Justin Levine, his teammate, bring it home. Those 2 drivers, Gary Champion and Justin Levine, representing Checker One Motorsports. Travis Stewart came out 3rd, Thomas Labar 4th, Gregory Thompson 5th, Christopher Berry 6th, Dwayne Cooper 7th, Lance Marsh 8th, John LaBeouf 9th, and Roger Stewart did round up the top 10. And we had so many heavy battles on the track as drivers knew it was their only chance at getting themselves locked into the Chase. And starting last week's race, we only had 2 drivers who had 2 spots left in the Chase to have those filled up, because we already had 14 spots filled up. Well, we do have the drivers currently gridding. So once gridding is over, maybe once we go green, I will let you guys know who exactly is racing in the chase. Once again, round of 16 saw 16 drivers racing the chase, but some drivers are racing for 17th, 18th, and 19th place to get some points and some rewards at the same time. Well, we are going to give the drivers a few seconds before we go down that list, and I see the chat there. We do have Timothy Petita. Good to see there, Tim. Winning his getting his 5th win at the Brickyard yesterday. Congratulations, Tim. Keep those wins coming. And James Peterson representing Radical Racing, racing tonight. And if you are in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, let us know who you're rooting for tonight. It will be an amazing race for round of 16, Chase Race 1. Going over tonight's grid here, starting order, we have the 87 of Raymond Rittenhouse the second, starting on the pole tonight. Pole Servant second, David Anderson third, Mark Jorgensen Jr. fourth, Chris Pacini, haven't seen Pacini in so long, starting fifth, Dana Osborne sixth, Rodney Wofford seventh, Adam Eisenhower eighth, Gary Champion ninth, and Marty Ray starting in the 10th spot so far, running up the top 10. 81 of Christopher Berry 11th, 7 of Gregory Thompson 12th, 82 of Daniel Harrington 13th, the 29 of Matthew Welsenbach 14th, Bobby Tinch 15th, Jason Eisenhower 16th, Sawyer Ott 17th, Zachary Hale 18th, James Peterson or Jim Peterson 19th, and Ronald Kingston in the 20th place position. And we haven't seen Ron in so long as well either. Kingston. Debussy Dwayne Cooper 21st, Justin Levine 22nd, Thomas Labar 23rd, Roger Stewart 24th. We have Lance Marsh 25th, and Travis Stewart rounding up the drivers who qualified in 26th. We have Rod Ronimus Sr., Jason Kinzer, and Jeremy Funk bringing out the rear of the field, giving us 29 drivers starting tonight's race. Chase Race number 1, round of 16. Going back up front, we are being led by post sitter 87 of Rittenhouse the second. Right behind him is a 43 of David Anderson. On the outside, 9 of Paul Servant being pushed by his teammate, the Race Fan Racing Team 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. We are going green this time by for 75 laps. That is 75 laps, 50% fuel limits. Let's get it done. And this season, the CRA has done things a little bit differently when it comes to the Chase Series. Last season, we only had 3 Chase races. Round of 16 was Chase Race 1, round of 8 was Chase Race 2, and round of 4 was Chase Race number 3. But now we have a total of 6 races, 6 Chase races. So round of 16 is going to be Chase Race 1 and 2, round of 8, Chase Race 3 and 4. And Chase Race 4, round of 4 will be Chase Race 5 and 6. Exiting turn 4, we are going green. Drivers getting bunched up nice and tight at this point. The driver's trying to make a good first impression for Chase Race 1, round of 16. So let's get it done. Pace car dips off. Right now, still holding pace, but he will bunch up this field. These guys trying not to get caught sleeping, because that could be deadly. Oh, green flag will fly here before too long. Green flag flies. They put down the floorboards. The 43 of Anderson all over the 87 written on the second before the start finish line. On the outside, Junior behind us. Jorgensen Jr. behind the 9 of Paul Servant side by side, entering turn 1. The 1 of Chris Pacini, 3rd place on the inside line so far. 3 riding for jumps up to the outside to assist his Race Fan Racing crew. So we have 4 Race Fan drivers, 1st through 4th place on the outside line. That's 8 Dana Osborne, 3 Rod Newford, 88 Mark Jorgensen Jr., and the 9 Paul Servant. Here in tonight's race, so far the other teams we have Radical Racing, Dwayne Cooper, Bobby Tinch, Daniel Harrington, and James Peterson. They all showed up. Checker One Motorsports, Justin Levine, Zachary Hale, Gary Champion, and Jason Kinzer. And Race Fan Racing, once again, Rodney Wofford, Dana Osborne, Paul Servant, and Mark Jorgensen Jr. Rebel Racing features Matthew Welsenbach, Raymond Rittenhouse the second, and Sawyer Ott. Stewart Racing, Roger Stewart, and Travis Stewart, father and son. And Sim Nation Racing, Jason Eisenhower, Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower, and Thomas Labar. And so far, the outside line, Dave, is the place to be. The inside is getting starved as we speak.
Yeah, most definitely, but it's still early in the race, but you just see that inside line needs to group up a little better, as we are going to see the 9 machine of Paul Servant. He is going to drop down in front of Raymond Rittenauer there, as his teammate is just going to start propelling there on the outside. They're going to kind of do what's basically the accordion effect.
That's a very good way to control the pace, to control the whole entire field inside and outside line. And as promised, ladies and gentlemen, the drivers racing the round of 16 for the chase do include Paul Servant, Rodney Wolford, Bobby Tinch, Travis Stewart, Justin Levine, Thomas Labar, Mark Jorgensen Jr., Dana Osborne, Gary Champion, Sawyer Ott, Graham Marino II, Jeremy Funk, Daniel Harrington, Zachary Hale, Dwayne Cooper, and Roger Stewart. Those 16 drivers all racing for the chase, but you do have to keep in mind that this is an elimination series. So we will go from 16 drivers to 8 drivers down to 4 drivers in between chase races. So once again, first and second chase race will be round of 16. Third and fourth chase race will be round of 8. And fifth and sixth chase race will be round of 4, which will be the final one. And we are racing for the championship. The drivers trying to take it away from the 54 of Chris Akers, who is the defending champion. But unfortunately, Chris Akers has not been able to lock himself into the chase this season. He had a very, very rough season. But look forward to his return next season as he tries to take what was rightfully his, which was that championship. But going back up front, we have new leaders on the outside line. The 3 of Wolford being pushed by his teammate, the 8 of Dana Osborne. The inside being controlled by the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr., being pushed by his teammate, the 9 of Paul Servant, 52 of Adam Eisenhower, with Sim Nation Racing on the outside, trying his best to get up there before too long. But so far, his teammates, he has Marty Ray right behind him. So that's one driver he can depend on with the Sim Nation Racing crew. So here before too long, some 3 wide will take place.
Yeah, hopefully not too soon, but as we are here in the playoffs, now ladies and gentlemen, there will be no segment racing here for the playoffs. That ended with the regular season, so we have 75 laps, non-stop action. Pit strategy, once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is crucial here for pit road because you need to come down as a group. You cannot come down pit road by yourself because that will take you off pace, because these drivers are doing over 200 mile an hour. If you are not in a group, your top speed's probably about 185, 187 mile an hour.
Just goes to show how important that draft is, and the more machines you have, the stronger the draft, the more the speed, or if you say the greater the speed and the greater the momentum. And momentum is exactly what you want at a track like this. It's a momentum track, it's a speed track. And you have to be very, very smooth. You see so far so much bump drafting going on, but in those turns we see most drivers backing off. If they are not hooked up entering the turn, they will not be hooked at all in the turn, because that is a recipe for disaster. And going for the back in the pack, the 18 of Gary Champion is up here in this mix behind the 1 of Chris Passini. 29 of Matthew Welsenbach as well in this mix, trying his best to get up there. Very great paint scheme on that 29 machine. 35 Sawyer Ott as well. Bobby Tinch, 00 of Dwayne Cooper. I saw Dwayne Cooper early on trying to take it 3 with the 4 of Jason Levine, but Levine was just trying to ride, and Cooper had no choice but to just ride in line to avoid going from mid-pack to back of the pack in only a matter of time. Back in the pack, new packs are forming up. And Dave, last week we got a chance to interview the 77 of Travis Stewart, who as well is locked into the chase with his father, Roger Stewart. And he talked about how all season long they've been riding in the back at the beginning of the races, but in the chase, he talked about how that's going to change. So we should expect to see Travis Stewart up front before too long, I should say sooner than usual.
Well, talking about the Stewarts, they have a pack of their own starting back in 23rd right now. They've got Roger Stewart, Travis Stewart, Jason Kinzer, Rod Ronimus Sr., Jeremy Funk, and Jason Eisenhower back there. But unfortunately, there is one car that is completely off pace. He has lost the draft. that is the 20 of Lance Marsh, is he's only doing 183 mile an hour while everybody's over 200 mile an hour.
Yeah, very, very big disadvantage for Lance Marsh. He most likely missed the start, but it's not showing him a lap down just yet. But if this thing goes green any longer, he will be going a lap down in no time. Yep, no draft equals less speed. 20 to 25, well, I should say, yeah, 20 to 25 miles an hour less than the drivers there in the draft in the lead pack. So he will be going a lap down here before too long. He just lost 5 seconds in one lap. That is a lot of time lost. But going a little bit up front, we have the 4 of Justin Levine hooked up with his observed Dwayne Cooper, who is pushing on the 18 of Gary Champion with that race fan racing, sorry. That's going to be the Checker One Motorsports team trying to be up there, trying to have, and the good thing about them having teammates like this is that they were not selfish. Like when we spoke to Gary Champion last week, including the 4 of Levine, they talked about how it was all about teamwork. They'll be trying not to only get themselves into the next group of drivers, next group, which is going to be the round of 8. They will try to also get not only themselves but their teammates into the round.
Well, as you speak to that, the 4 of Justin Levine, Dwayne Cooper there, and I think that's the 18 of Gary Champion. 3 wide here as they are trying to charge to the front here. So we have got 3 wide now here at Talladega coming through the dogleg.
Yep, their run right now is developing. It will have a good, they should have a good slingshot on the exit of turn number 2. The 4 of Levine is assisting the Berserker of Cooper to stay on the 18 of Gary Champion. And with that said, that will get, that speed will get nothing but greater, but they are unhooked entering the turn due to Dwayne Cooper trying not to get the 18 of Gary Champion loose, because these things are very, very touchy. And so far, they did end up losing a little bit of time on the exit of 2, but they do gain some of it back entering turn number 3, but so far still lagging. They do need more machines on the outside.
Yeah, it's like they say here at Talladega, the more cars you got in line, the faster you're going to go.
And you see right now, Gary Champion not riding the outside line too much. He is riding the inside. Basically, he's pinching the middle lane, trying to have the shorter way around the racing surface, because the outside line is longest way around the track, which means you do spend more time getting around it, which could mean at this point they don't have as much speed as the outside, I mean middle lane and inside, but scratch that, I stand corrected. They have a slingshot off the exit of 2, and they are pushing about 208, 209 miles, now almost 210, entering turn 3.
Well, good job by these guys. 12 laps now completed, all green flag. As you said, 50% load fuel. These cars will normally can do, I figure we'll probably get green caution is out, Sean.
Oh, looks like that might have happened in the back of the pack. Most likely did Ronald Kingston. He started with the 6 of Roger Stewart, Dave. Let's back it up on Roger Stewart and see what happened.
Well, yeah, it is. We're going to rewind it here. We are focusing on the 6 of Roger Stewart. Looks like he just got hooked into the turn, up into the 32. So just a 2-car spin there, but I'm sure a lot of drivers aren't wanting to see that caution, but we are under our first caution of the night here at Talladega.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, Roger Stewart had to get his machine towed down to pit road. He did blow his motor on impact. So that's gonna be, he will lose at least 1 lap before he gets off pit road, before his machine arrives on pit road and gets a brand new one. Because he's gonna have no choice but to get a brand new one. And luckily, they do have 1 backup car, so he will be out there, the brand new machine here, before too long. And yep, 32 of Jason Eisenhower. Jason Eisenhower has had a very, very rough season. He's almost involved in almost every single wreck there is. Trouble just seems to find him, no matter how hard he tries to avoid it. And believe me, he's never putting himself in positions that result in such incidents. But going back up front, we are being led by Rod Newford, who is leading everybody down pit road this time by. And everybody is going down pit road. Nobody staying out. And Rod Newford is off pit road, left sides, full tank of gas. That's a 2-tire pit stop once again on Rod Newford, but going back up front, he has been overtaken. Oh, Adam Eisenach, he stayed out. I thought nobody pitted in, but it looks like Adam Eisenach did decide to stay out. So he will be taking over the race lead this time by on lap number 14, with 14 laps on his tank and his tires. Maybe he's just trying to lead a lap to get an extra bonus point here, because that will be very, very beneficial here in the Chase series. But if not, he will be pitting in here before too long.
Actually, the 52 did go down on pit road, but it looks like he may have missed his pit stall, as he just came through pit road but did not pull into the pit stall. So I would not be surprised to see the 52 make his way back down on pit road and get some service.
I'm very glad you caught that, Dave. That did not make sense, because it was showing that everybody pitted in. He was on pit road. Yep, that definitely does shed light upon that. Thank you for that. Yep, he most likely will be going down pit road here before too long, but that will cost him a lot of time positions. So he will go from front to back in no time, but hopefully his Sim Nation Racing team, teammates, assist him down there, but they most likely won't be too worried about it, because it is still early on in the race, and he has a lot of time to catch up to them. And speaking of Eisenhower, he is headed down pit road this time by to get some service, and he's going to pass over the race lead to the previous race leader, previous lead owner, the 3 of Rodney Wolford. And if we do not go 1 to green this time by, this will give us some time for a race interview, so fingers crossed. Yep, and lights on the pace car do stay on. The 6 of Roger getting a waiver on the pace car, back to 1 lap down from 2 laps down, including these 32 of Jason Eisenhower back from 1 lap down to back on the lead lap. And as promised, this does give us some time for a race interview. So let's focus on the 1 of Chris Passini. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we won't be able to get a word in with the 1 of Chris Passini, but we'll keep trying before the race ends. We'll pass it on to that's going to be Ronald Kingston. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by the 49 of Ronald Kingston up in the Dre Broadcasting booth. Get up there, Ron. How you doing tonight?
All right.
Well, Ron, tonight you're starting the 20th place spot and currently being shown 19th. And I should say, I haven't really seen much of you all season long, but how have you been?
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, because I remember you were, I do remember seeing you in this series before, but you know, racing the Chase. Do you have any teammates out there you're hoping to assist bring a championship home this season?
No, I'm running solo this year.
Oh, copy that. And Ron, tonight we didn't have too much of a green flag run, but you guys had a 12 laps, I believe. 12 laps of green flag racing. How was the machine handling? Because usually they do start off loose, but sometimes always perfect weather.
I was feeling pretty good. Just lost the draft, so hopefully get the draft this time and stay the lead pack.
Oh, copy that, Ron. Well, buddy, you are headed in the right direction. Stay alive. Make sure the truck doesn't claim you. We do usually see the big ones. We see at least 1 driver flying. So we look forward to you staying out of trouble tonight and hopefully bring home your first win for Chase race number 1 tonight. That would be a heck of a start to your season. Well, buddy, we are now back 1 to green, and we look forward to seeing you in the victory lane. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And that was 49 of Ronald Kingston, but going back up front, we are now back 1 to green, being led by previous race leader, who has been for, I believe, 9 laps now. The 3 of Rodney Wolford, 8 of Dana Osborne will be starting right behind him. The 9 of Paul Sullivan on the outside with the help of the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer II. We are going for the second time this time by. Let's get it done. And the new driver to the top 10 so far, 65 of Marty Ray from 10th place. Well, he has been in the top 10, I guess. He started in the top 10, but he has been staying in the top 10 all night. The highest we saw him move up tonight so far was up to the 5th place position. So something tells me he will be trying his best to change that and get back up. I mean, get up there. Hopefully lead some laps, or try and lead some laps before this thing ends. The race is still young, and I just now saw this, but Timothy Petito is rooting on the 2nd place. The driver started 2nd place, Paul Servant, tonight. So you two, ladies and gentlemen, let us know who you're rooting for tonight, because it will be a wild one. A lot more take than give for Chase Race 1. Drivers from advance to a round of 8 from a round of 16. The green flag flies. Woodford puts it down the floor. The 8 of Osborne all over his back bumper with the help of the 88. Mark Jorgensen Jr. on the outside. The 9 of Paulson being pushed to the 87 of Rick now the 2nd.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap there. I'm not sure what happened on that restart there on that 2nd line. Going back here, it looks like we've already got another pack kind of breaking loose here. These guys are trying to run here in, but we are seeing the 82 of Daniel Harrington running on the outside as the 81 of Christopher Berry kind of drops him and drops down to that inside lane.
And the 7 of Gregory Thompson so far being pushed by the 49 of Ronald Kingston, who will be pushed by the 81 of Christopher Berry and the 82 of Daniel Harrington. These guys are trying their best to catch up to each other, but so far the 7 of Greg Thompson seems to be lagging back behind the pack. Might be on purpose, most likely is on purpose, trying to have enough time to react if anything bad were to happen in front of him. And so far being dumped by the 49 of Ronald Kingston. Ronald Kingston going high, trying to make the pass against him to try and catch up to that lead pack here before too long. His next victim in line, or his next closest help draft-wise, will be the 11 of Jason Kinzer. Jason as well has had a rough season, but is still very content to get the job done in front of Jason with some 3 wide going on. The observed Cooper being by pushing the 58 of James Peterson. That is Radical Racing. But so far they are a 2-man team on the outside line, so that will not work too well. Well, it might work well, good enough, if they get a run. But so far they still seem to be charging. Yeah, Peterson back up to the outside, gets a good run off the bumper of the 35 of Sawyer Art. They are side by side, 3 wide, Sawyer Art in the middle lane, 4 of Ravine on the inside, wrecking up front, and right now involves, big wreck up front. Holy cow, the 8 of Dana Osborne, 88 Mark Johnson, 43 of David Anderson, James Peterson, 18 of Champion took some serious flight. Right now the 2nd was spun outside as the Brazilian Randy Cooper involved. 82 Dana Harrington get a piece of the action. I saw 87 right down the 2nd spinning out sideways, so I believe that did start with him. Let's focus on Raymond and see what happened.
Well, as we are focusing on the front pack where this major accident happened, we are taking a look here. Yeah, the 18, Gary Champion, and the 87 there of Rittenauer kind of got contact, and I tell you what, I don't know who that was, but there was somebody up on that catch wall.
That would be the 18 of Gary Champion.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means, because we are going to have to go on board here with the 18 of Gary Champion. Take a ride in his car as he goes up into the chase, the catch fence there. As soon as I can find it here it is. And let's watch it right from the cockpit view of the 18 of Gary Champion. Well, we are now back live. We are still being led by the 3 of Rodney Wolford here, as we are now on lap 20 of 75. Just 56 laps remaining.
Yep, and pit road so far is a busy place. So many blown out machines during the big incident. It was quite a heavy impact. Wolford going down pit road this time, by this will influence most likely the whole entire field, or I should say majority of the field, to follow the lead of the leader, the 3 of Wolford. They only have 7 laps from the last time the last pitted in at the last caution. But everybody so far is pitting in. We have 77 of Travis Stewart staying out though. No, he's pitting in this time by Jeremy Funk staying out. Yes, Jeremy is staying out this time by Sawyer Art as well stayed out. Jason Kinzer did the exact same thing. So far, Sawyer Art taking over the race lead. This time by and Dave, I believe this gives us, what, 4 lead changes this far?
Actually, Sean, we have had 9 lead changes so far tonight.
Oh, copy that. Yeah, 9 lead changes. I'm guessing those lead changes were all among 4 drives I was thinking about. So we have Sawyer Art, we have Adam Eisenhower, 3 of Wooford, and I believe the 88 of Mark Jorgensen at one point on the inside. But yep, 9 lead changes and a lot more lead changes to come. Sawyer Art once again stayed out. Jason Kinzer. We have Rodney Wooford, Paul Servant, Gregory Thompson, Thomas Labar, Christopher Berry, Lance Marsh taking no tires, including David Anderson, no tires whatsoever. But a full tank of gas to splash and go was all they needed, because those 7 laps don't really play too much of a factor against these drivers. Well, this gives us some time for a race, and if you still focus on the new race leader, the 35 of Sawyer Art. Well, we are being joined by the 35 of Sawyer Art up in the Dre Broadcasting booth, representing the Rebel Racing crew. Get up there, Sawyer.
Yeah, I got you, Sean. How's it going, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. Got the lead right now, so feeling all right about this double E barbecue Chevrolet.
Oh, copy that, and that is exactly what we like to hear. And Sawyer, and congratulate you on being locked into the chase with some of your Rebel Racing teammates. Tell us about your plans for the chase this season.
Well, we want to make it all the way, man. We made it to the top 16. We didn't get that win early in the season like we wanted, but we made it in nonetheless. Had to miss some races, but we were still able to make it inside the top 16. So that was good. We checked that off our box. So we still want to get that win for sure. And then right now, I don't know what happened with the stages, if we got them or we don't, but we're gonna go for it. If we can get a stage win, that'd be awesome. If not, we like the track position. So yeah, me and Ray Rittenauer, my teammate, we're in the chase. We got our other teammate Matt Weldon back helping us out. So we're just gonna try to keep her up front, keep her clean, and put this double E barbecue Chevrolet in victory lane.
Oh, 10-4, brother. And Sawyer, you have had an amazing season, and like you said, you didn't. Unfortunately, you weren't able to get a win like you had hoped and wished during the regular race season. And with the way your machine had been handling all season long, man, you think what it takes to spank these boys and be crowned a new champion this season?
Yeah, man, I like to think so. We had we didn't get that win like I said, but we had a good regular season. We had a lot of top 5s, a lot of top 10s. Very consistent runs, so I feel confident, and I think I got good teammates. Unfortunately, they got involved in that wreck. I don't know how I missed it. Somehow, miraculously, I was able to avoid that. So, but I know they're gonna get back up with me, and we work together and try to get a solid finish for Rebel Racing. So, yeah, man, we're gonna do what we can here. Hopefully, get that dub.
Well, Sawyer, we look forward to seeing that Double E Barbecue Impala SS in victory lane for chase race number 1. That would be a heck of a start for the Rebel Racing crew and yourself as a driver, and putting yourself in a good position for this chase. And Sawyer, by the way, all the answers you've given me, I can tell you're very determined. With that said, that is all you have. I mean, that is all you need in order to be successful. Well, look forward to seeing you in victory lane, buddy. You've come a long way. Don't stop now. Put the hammer down the floor, find 5th gear, and make us proud of you.
All right, thank you, Sean, buddy. Appreciate it.
And that is 35 of Sawyer Art, representing the Rebel Racing crew, with Matthew Rosenbach and Rem Rittenauer II. So with Rittenauer II and Sawyer Art himself are locked into the chase, and they have their teammate Matthew Rosenbach, who will be assisting them during the chase. And we are now back 1 to green, being led by Sawyer Art. The 3 of us being assisting him behind him, 11 of Jason Kinsler on the outside, being pushed by the 9 of Paul Servant, going green this time by.
Well, the pace car is now bringing them out of turn 4. Sawyer Ott leading these guys to the green flag. Jason Kinsler on the outside, as we are just waiting on that pace car to dip down into pit road and take us back to green flag here at Talladega, as they are now coming here towards the entrance of pit road. Waiting on the pace car. Pace car is going to dip off. Sawyer Ott controls this restart, as they are coming here through the dogleg. Looks like he is going to wait for the green flag here to restart after our second caution of the night. Sawyer Ott hard on the throttle as the green flag flies. We are back green flag racing.
And back green flag race for the Homes Now Cyber Championship Series, brought to you by Homes Now, not later. The inside so far, the 7 of Gregory Thompson being of assistance, being trying to help the 3-foot stick to the bumper of the 35 of Sawyer Ott. The 9 of Servant might have missed a shift because he is falling back before the exit of turn 2. And that's going to cause Kinsler to pay the price on the outside. But looks like Kinsler will be caught by the 9 of Servant, who will be pushed by the 49 of Ronald Kingston. That's what you need right there, is that some drivers pick you up when you fall short, and so by 49 of Ron Kingston doing just that against the 9 of Paul Servant, I should say with the 9 of Paul Servant on the 11 of Jason Kinsler. 52 laps left, lap 24, 3-foot jumps up to the outside line, take over the race lead, to the lead of the outside. And the inside right now will be pushed by the 7 of Gregory Thompson, but Greg did back up entering turn number 1. Will try his best to get close to the bumper of 35 of Sawyer Ott so he can be hooked up with him as soon as possible on the exit of turn number 2 with a little bit of a slingshot. On the outside, he gets a great slingshot every single time. As you can see right now, 11 of Kinsler's all over the 3-foot like fudge cake on Sunday. And the inside was not as bunched up. Oh, big checkup on the outside. 20 goes up the outside. That's going to be Lance Marsh trying to go 3 wide. Lance Marsh had lost a drop early on, but he is now back up here with the help of the cautions, and he's on the lead lap in 10th place and ready to get back up there or get up there in the lead. He goes up 3 wide. Is he going to be followed? Nope, he will not. And because of that, he will go from front to back in a hurry.
Yeah, that's the chance you take. Oh, we got 3. Rodney Woodford getting a little loose. Paul Servant contact. Oh, Jason Kinsler around in another big wreck here at Talladega.
Oh man, yep. Zachary Hale, heavy smoke from the rear end. Chris Berry involved. 20 Lance Marsh. 5 of Thomas Labar. The 3 of Rodney Woodford. Daniel Harrington. Adam Eisenhower. 1 of Chris Passini. The 4 of Jason Levine. Jason Kinsler. Jeremy Funk. Paul Servant. David Anderson, Rod Rodman Sr., Mark Jorgensen, Ron Kingston, and Jason Eisenhower. Oh, holy cow, Dave, that was a big wreck.
Yeah, that was a lot of cars involved. This is going to shake up. It's going to be interesting how this is going to play off.
And I believe we had our second driver taking some serious flight. I'm trying to find the number. I think that was a 52 of Adam Eisenhower. Yes, it was the 52 of Adam Eisenhower taking some serious flight. I should say, being the second driver to take some flight here on Dega. Well, we now have, let's see, 49 laps left here on lap number 27. So we'll take our first commercial break of tonight's race, so you guys can get your first round of popcorn and refreshments, and we can thank our sponsors. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
racing. You wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Chase Race number 1, also round of 16 for the Homes Now Cyber Championship Series by Homes Now Not Later. Here the CRA of Cyber Racing Association. Going back to the race, we are still under caution, but we have a new race leader, the 65 of Marty Ray. He has the 58 of Gene Peterson right behind him, Gregory Thompson 3rd, Mark Jorgensen Jr. 4th, and Sawyer Ott in the 5th place spot. Drivers getting waved around the pace car, Dwayne Cooper, Dana Osborne, Matthew Ozenbach getting waved around, getting 1 lap back this time by Dwayne Cooper back on the lead lap. Dana Osborne back to 1 lap down from 2 laps down. Rodney Woodford, let's see, back to 1 lap down as well from 2 laps down. Yes, that last wreck was a very, very big one. It's the big one we've seen so far. It's the biggest wreck we've seen so far here on lap 27 this far. And unfortunately, we have lost 1 driver as a result, 43. Of David Anderson, but we look forward to seeing his return again for round of 16 Chase Race number 2 after next week, because CRA is having an off week next week. So next race is September 2nd at Daytona 2011. That's a paved Daytona with the trucks, which do run open setups.
Well, actually, a correction here, Sean. Thomas LeBar, Rodney Woodford, Paul Servant, Adam Eisenhower, still 2 laps down here, as we are only 24 machines left on the lead lap.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, 24 drivers of 29. Yeah, so we are missing quite a few. Very unfortunate indeed, but hopefully they'll be able to get their laps back here before this race is over. And a new viewer in the chat, usual viewer, that is gonna be Carol. Good to see there, Carol. Rooting on the 58 of James Peterson, who is representing the Radical Racing team. And if you are new, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Dre Broadcasting Network. I am Sean Zulu and David Everly accompanying me, and also being the producer behind the camera, pushing those buttons, the mad scientist, as Timothy Petito named him here. So he is the man behind the buttons and giving you all those beautiful camera packs and good views out there. So you can thank David Everly for that. Without him, Dre Broadcasting would not be what it is today, and we are now back 1 to green, being led by Marty Ray, who will be pushed by the 7 of Gregory Thompson. On the outside, James Peterson in the 35 of Sawyer Ott, 1st and 2nd on the outside. And once again, I want to thank you. I want to thank every single one of you out there, all you viewers. Without you guys as well, Dre Broadcasting would not be what it is today. We do thank you for tuning in. Want to welcome all the new viewers, and welcome back all the existing viewers. Thank you both. Oh, the 8 of Dana gets the wave around the pace car. That's gonna put Dana back on the lead lap. This time by. Oh, actually looks like Dana is backing it down to get behind the pack. Might have been a little bit of miscommunication there. Not trying to get black flag here as soon as we go green, but Marty Ray does have some damage, a little bit of damage on that machine due to some beating and banging. Robbing is racing, and by the looks of it, that will not shouldn't affect Marty Ray whatsoever. Well, not too much, if any, I should say. But him having damage in the right rear end like that most likely will affect the pushing ability of that machine, because it's going to become easier to get hooked. Exit turn 4 this time by for the Homes Now Cyber Championship Series, brought to you by Homes Now Not Later. 45 laps remaining. As soon as the green flag flies, pace car dips off. Marty Ray does up the pace to tighten up the field. Let these guys know it is go time, 2nd gear. going green this time by green flag will fly before in less than 5. Green flag flies. Hammers down to floorboard. 58 of James on the outside line. His pusher has been caught sleeping. That's going to be the 35 of Sawyer Ott. Oh, Sawyer Ott goes back down to the inside. Will down 58 of James Peterson. High and dry. And that will make Peterson pay the price. Peterson hoping his teammates, the Radical Racing crew, catches up to him. And by crew, I'm speaking of Dwayne Cooper, Bobby Tinch, and Daniel Harrington. But Daniel Harrington is the closest. So actually it looks like, yeah, Bobby Tinch is the closest here. But with some 3 wide, Dwayne Cooper, Bobby Tinch, and 49 of Ron Kingston. Ron Kingston will stay high, let the other drivers by, most likely trying to go at the back of the pack on purpose as a way to stay conservative. He most likely has used up his only backup car here tonight and is trying to be there for the very end, trying to have a very, very good first race in the chase. Hopefully have his first win. At the same time, we have a lot of teammates out there, a lot of other drivers who will be more than happy, who are more than willing to take that win away from Ron Kingston and everybody else like Justin Levine, Lance Marsh, Chris Berry, Daniel Harrington, Jason Eisenhower, Dwayne Cooper, Gregory Thompson, James Peterson, Marty Ray, and Sawyer Ott. That right there was were the top 10 drivers, and Ron Kingston so far being picked up by the 62 of Zachary. I've expected much of Zachary Hale tonight, but he too is an amazing driver. And Zachary Hale as well is locked into this chase, so he is trying to get back up there before too long. And Zachary Hale here is representing, that's going to be, trying to find his team. That's going to be the Checker One Motorsports team with Justin Levine, Gary Champion, and Jason Kinzer. That's Checker One Motorsports. But going back up front so far, side by side, Sawyer Ott, Marty Ray are trying to duke it out for the race lead here before too long. Sawyer Ott, depending on the 58 of James Peterson, the 65 of Marty Ray being pushed by the 7 of Gregory Thompson. And at this point here, we have some drivers who are not teammates. They are still working together for a common good. Once it's go time, things will change, and all that goodness, or I should say, all that quote-unquote teamwork will go out the window. Sir Dwayne Cooper trying to take it 3 wide so far on his own, goes back in line, thinks better of it. He would have gone from front to back in less than 2 seconds. You see Dwayne right now, he has his teammate in front of him, the 58 of James Peterson. Is trying most likely to talk James into making the outside line work with him. They are trying to develop a run. James does fall for it. They both go nose to tail 3 wide. Diamond 35 of Sawyer Ott. Seems like it's gonna be a good enough run to make it work. They will lose time before they gain any, if they gain any, and so far Sawyer Ott making the best use of the side draft, the best he can. The 4 Justin Levine, 81 Chris Berry, the 82 Daniel Harrington, including that's gonna be the 20 of Lance Marsh on the inside. So far the middle lane is now forming. 4 of Levine jumps up there, and so did the that's gonna be 32 of Jason Eisenhower to assist the 35 of Sawyer Ott. Dave, I can't imagine how relieved 35 of Sawyer Ott is, because now he's not gonna fall back as much as he was before. Or I should say he's not gonna fall back anymore. He will get back up there before too long.
I tell you, looking there on the outside with, oh, another big wreck, a lot of cars involved in this. They're still wrecking here, as that is going to bring out our 4th caution. Let's take a look here at the Dre broadcast and instant replay. That looks like it's going to start with the 32 of Jason Eisenhower. So we are going to go back and focus on Jason. As we pull up the Dre broadcasting instant replay. Jason in the middle, Sawyer Ott right behind him. Looks like Jason drove up. Oh, Sawyer made contact with the inside. And that is just going to cause a big junk. I saw the 82 of Daniel Harrington. James Peterson was also involved in that. Looked like Dwayne Cooper involved. Gregory Thompson as well. That is going to be a big wreck here on lap 36.
Oh man, I can tell you, Dave, most drivers involved in this wreck are going to be done for the night, including, I believe, yeah, Brent Cooper was involved early on. Daniel Harrington got a piece of the action early on as well. And 7 of Gregory Thompson as well, I believe. So if they're not done, oh, scratch that. Daniel Harrington, brand new machine off. Pit road, he goes this time by. But some drivers like Cooper most likely will be on pit road for a very long time trying to get that machine straightened out. Dwayne, as we speak, is getting towed down to pit road as we speak. Actually, he's out of the machine. So his pit crew is hard at work trying to straighten that beast out to do the Radical Racing crew proud. So they can be able to put down as many laps as they can here before the race ends. But going back up front, we are still being led by Marty Ray, who leads everybody down pit road this time. By anybody staying out? Yes, Jeremy Funk staying out. Yep, and Jeremy Funk did stay out once again and takes over the race lead, this time by lap 37. Behind him as well, staying out, accompanying him is the 18 of Gary Champion, Checker One's own, while 97 of Jeremy Funk. Jeremy Funk, it does seem to be teamless. Is that a word? Yeah, teamless. He doesn't have a teammate, any team here in tonight's race or this season. And speaking of teammates or teams out there, we have some drivers, or to say teams racing for the championship, for team championships. And once again, Race Fan Racing is still leading. Checker One Motorsports second in points, Radical Racing third, Rebel Racing fourth, and Sim Nation Racing in the 5th place spot. So far, those 5 teams racing for the championship. So it's going to make things extra interesting. So they're not only racing for the championship amongst, I should say, driver championship, but also team championship. So it will be beneficial either way. Not only the driving style pays off, but also the team working as a team does pay off at the exact same time. But going back to the race, the lights and pace car still turned on. So we're going to interview the new leader 97 of Jeremy Funk. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by 97 of Jeremy Funk up in the Dre broadcasting booth. Get up there, Jeremy.
10-4.
How you doing tonight?
We're just hanging around in the back. We have some electrical problems at the beginning here.
Oh, very sorry to hear about your misfortune there early on, but has everything been picking up so far? Oh, yeah, Jeremy?
10-4, sorry about that. We were making a pit stop.
Oh, you good. I was just asking, has everything been picking up with the bad luck early on, electrical problems?
Yeah, we got a bunch of damage here, so we're just trying to nurse it around a little bit. We got another car in the garage, but we're going to wait till about halfway here until we get that out.
Oh, 10-4, and Jeremy, you two are racing in the chase. I want to congratulate you on getting yourself locked into this chase. And Jeremy, doesn't seem as though you're racing in any team here tonight or this season. You have anybody you're hoping to work with all season long? I mean, all chase season long or chase series long?
Negative. We're a single car team. James Peterson helps me out once in a while, so I try to help him out as much as I can. But other than that, no, we're a single car team.
Oh, 10-4, Jeremy. Well, we are glad to that you are determined. Despite you being a lone driver, you were able to get yourself locked into the chase without any help whatsoever, or being at the right place at the right time, and being an amazing driver as you are. And that does not go unnoticed. So we look forward to seeing you in victory lane here before too long. But speaking of your backup machine, how's it handling tonight? You think whoever it takes to spank these boys?
Yeah, it's pretty good. A little tight when you're in traffic, but we'll get around it.
That is exactly what we like to hear. That is the spirit right there. Well, Jeremy, you have stayed alive this long. Keep staying alive, coming a long way from dead last 29th place to 15th place and going strong, getting up there, getting nothing but higher. Was able to lead a couple of laps. We look forward to seeing you return up in the front of the pack and hopefully lead more laps. Hopefully you lead the most important laps, the ones at the very end, so he can bring this thing home as a single lone driver out there. Well, buddy, congratulations once again, and look forward to seeing you in victory lane. Make us proud as usual.
Thank you. The business is about to pick up. We're going to show you something.
Oh, copy that. And that is 97 Jeremy Funk, very determined, as you heard right there. He will spank these boys. He will get this done. He has what it takes to bring this thing home. And he should be up there. He has gone once again from, I said from 29th to 15th, but now he has made his first appearance in the top 10. I should say second appearance in the top 10 from 29th to 10th place, gaining 19 spots overall. We are now back 1 to green, being led by new leader 18 of Gary Champion. Behind him is the 11 of Jason Kinzer. Kinzer was involved early on, but is now back out with the brand new machine. On the outside, 49 of Ronald Kingston. On the last restart, we saw Ronald go to the back of the pack. Went from front to back in 1 lap. But he is now back up here in second place. He will be pushed by 65 of Marty Ray on this restart. Yep, Dwayne is still on pit road. Yep, his pit was still hard at work, trying their best to straighten that machine out there, to answer your question there, Carol.
Well, Sean, they are coming out of turn 4, getting ready to go green flag racing once again here at Talladega, being led by Gary Champion. Ronald Kingston on the outside. Jason Kinzer behind Champion. Marty Ray behind Kingston as the pace car dips off on the pit road. Getting ready to go green flag racing for the 5th time here tonight. Question is, how many cars are going to be able to last? We have already seen a few big ones, but now we are back green flag racing here at Talladega.
Yep, so far the pushers off the inside and outside line were caught slipping quite a bit, but not to worry, they have finally caught up to their pushies, or the drivers they're pushing their bumpers. We have Marty Ray catching up 49 of Ronald Kingston, but he did back off in the turn to avoid getting 49 of Kingston squirrely. Because trust me, like you have seen, most of these wrecks have been caused by bad hooks, so bad bumps. That goes to show how touchy these beasts can be. They are fast, and with that speed comes a lot of instability, and well, the faster they go, the lighter they get at the same time, the easier it is to make mistakes and spin out. 11 of Kinzer right now pushing on the 48, the 18 of Gary Champion, Checker One Motorsports, Gregory Thompson, Justin Levine, Zachary Hale, Bobby Tinch on the inside line behind 62 of Zachary Hale. We saw Zachary Hale smoking heavily during one of the cautions from the rear end, but he's with a brand new machine, not a single scratch on that beast, and up in front, ready to get the job done with 35 laps to go.
Yeah, beyond the halfway point, we have already completed half of tonight's race. Let's take a look at our mid-race report here at Talladega. 4 cautions for 12 laps. Or actually, it's 4 cautions for 28 or 16 laps. I don't know. All my stats are showing off weird here tonight, Sean. We've had 14 lead changes so far here tonight.
Oh yeah, contact up front. Marty Ray running over 4 wide up front and wrecking. Oh my God, 49. Ron Kingston on his lid blows motor on impact. Paul Servant involved in this mix. 52 of Adam Eisenhower as well gets a piece of the action. Looks like it was some 4 wide up front. It started there with the let's see, 49 of Ron Kingston, I believe. Yeah, actually, Dave, let's focus on the 49 of Ron Kingston and see what happened.
Well, as we pull up the Dre broadcast instant replay here, focusing on the 49, we actually had 4 wide. That turned out disastrous. The 3 of Rodney Wolford also involved in that. Mark Jorgensen Jr. Looks like the 1 of Chris Bassini got some of that. Matthew Walsham back in there as well. Paul Servant. Looks like Adam Eisenhower also involved here. Actually, the 49 of Kingston probably got the worst of it as he went flying around. So did the 52. He was flying around. So that's another big one here at Talladega. It happens. 200 plus mile an hour, cars inches apart. It's going to happen.
Oh, Dave. In the beginning of the race, I talked about how wide this track is, and believe it or not, Dave, in the trioval, before that wreck happened in turn 1, in the trioval we had 5 wide going on. They broke it down to 4 wide, and unfortunately that didn't end too well there. Yeah, these things do get very unstable with the bad air, because the drivers are getting bad air from all sides, and that will make these things very unsquirrely, even more unstable. And unfortunately that ended that way, but very unfortunately indeed for every single driver involved in that, and that will once again end some more drivers' nights. We have Ron Kingston on pit road, Marty Ray, Rodney Wolford, Mark Jorgensen Jr., Matthew Elzenbach, Adam Eisenhower, James Peterson, and Dwayne Cooper all down pit road, getting some damage fixed on those machines. Some are getting towed down to pit road, and some are getting some damage fixed. So far we have, it's showing 26 drivers in the lead lap, but that will change here before too long. But going back up front, Gary Champion staying out, Jason Kinzel staying out second, Gregory Thompson third, Zachary Hale fourth, and Daniel Harrington fifth, but everybody else going down pit road.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take it's time to take another commercial break. Give everybody a chance to refill their drinks. We'll be right back here on the Dre Broadcasting Network as we are going to bring you the conclusion of the Homes Now Cyber Championship Series here with the Cyber Racing Association. We'll be right back.
Don't let your first date be your last. Visit People Against Distracted Driving at PADD.org.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Homes Now Cyber Championship Series here tonight for the chase race number 1, round of 16, brought to you by Homes Now Not Later, and that is Homes Now Cyber Championship Series by Homes Now Not Later. Well, going back to the race, we have unfortunately lost some drivers. Mark Jorgensen Jr., Adam Eisenhower, Marty Ray have retired for the night due to having some bad luck during those big wrecks that we just had. They were involved in the last 2 wrecks we had. But going back up front, we are now back 1 to green, ladies and gentlemen. Being led by 18 of Gary Champion. Behind him will be 7 of Gregory Thompson. On the outside line, 11 of Jason Kinzer, who will be pushed by the 62 of Zachary Hale. We have 30 laps left this far, 29 laps as soon as we take the green flag. And with that said, we should expect to see at least 1 more pit stop. For the drivers who just pitted in this caution, should be able to get a splash and go. But drivers like Gary Champion, Jason Kinzer, Gregory Thompson, Zachary Hale, Lance Marsh, and Daniel Harrington, these 6 drivers will most likely need more than a splash and go. They will have to spend more time on pit road if it goes green. And unfortunately, we have lost 1 more driver, 58 of James Peterson. James or Jim Peterson representing the Radical Racing team. Very, very unfortunate indeed for James. We'll look forward to seeing all these drivers back for chase race number 2, round of 16, the final round of 16 chase race, right before the round of 8 on September 2nd, after next week, because once again, the Cyber Racing Association is off, has an off week next week. So after next week, September 2nd, is chase race number 2 and the round of 16 trucks at Daytona 2011. That's a paved Daytona. Open setups, the pace car dips off. Drivers getting bunched up nice and tight with only 19 drivers left on the lead lap. We are going green. The green flag flies. Gregory Thompson right behind the 18 of Gary Champion. On the outside is Zachary Hale, who is trying to catch the 11 of Jason Kinzer here. And that shifting difference did split them up. But Zach finally catches up to his back bumper here before the exit of turn number 2. 82 Daniel Harrington here in this pack on the outside, trying to be third person on the outside line, trying to catch 62 of Zachary Hale to get the momentum on the outside line up to speed of sky high. And so far, Zachary Hale still trying his best to catch 11 of Kinzer, and he finally does so. But they will lose time for the gain. It almost made contact here from 20 of Lance Marsh, 11 of Jason Kinzer, able to stay off each other. Nicely done. Bobby Tinch, 4th place on the inside line. Jeremy Fine as well back in this mix. He has not yet used his backup car that he talked to us about. So he is hoping not to use it and hoping that this machine he has right now will be able to bring this victory home. 80 of Dana Osborne is back to life in 11th place, gained all his laps back. He was 2 laps down at 1 point. Back on the lead lap in 11th place, 5th place on the outside line.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special treat for you. We are going to crank it up for a couple of laps and let you hear these engines roar. So here it goes. Enjoy these sounds. Ladies and gentlemen, we tried to give it the crank up, but we are under caution here at Talladega, as I'm going to try to rewind it and see exactly what happened. Taking a look here at the 20 of Lance Marsh running up front. Started with the 7 and then just a checkup. Bobby Tinch involved. 82 of Daniel Harrington also involved. Oh, that's going to shake things up here as we are now 27 laps to go. That is going to let all these drivers come down pit road. It should be for the final pit stop needed to make it the rest of the way.
Absolutely. Very unfortunate indeed for every single driver involved in that. And you mentioned Daniel Harrington there on that list of drivers involved in the mix, and that will be, I believe Daniel Harrington most likely will be done because the machine was smoking heavily and he did. That was his backup car right there. Bobby Tinch, that's most likely his first incident. Chris Passini was involved early on as well. He will most likely spend a lot of time on pit road trying to get that machine fixed and back up to pace. But going back up front, we are being led by Gary Champion, who leads everybody down pit road. But Jason Kinzer stays out and takes over the race lead on lap 50. Oh, and Jason Kinzer was accompanied, or is accompanied, by the 7 of Gregory Thompson as well, staying out. And both Kinzer and Thompson do have 14 laps from the last time they last pitted in, which means 14 laps on their tires and their tanks. The 304 gets away from the pace car, so does the 77. Oh, actually, that's going to be the 49 of Ronald Kingston. So Ronald Kingston back to 1 lap down from 2 laps down. Rod Newford back from 1 lap down, back from 2 laps down to 1 lap down this time by. So he is still in it to win it. Unfortunately, Wolford has lost one of his teammates, the 88 of Mark Jorgensen. The Dana Postman is still racing. Yep, he has lost the 88 of Mark Jorgensen Jr. So they are the Race Fan Racing team is 1 teammate short. And so far they have the 9 of Paul Servant, Rod Newford, and also the almost forgot that team there. 1 sec. Yeah, that's going to be Rod Newford, Paul Servant, Mark Jorgensen Jr. Gosh, I'm just going to have to look at it. Old age.
That'll happen, Sean. It'll only get worse, trust me.
I can only imagine. And that was Dana Osborne I was missing. Sorry about that, Dana. I didn't forget you. It's been quite the day. But yeah,
sure?
That's Dana Osborne. Oh, positive. That was Dana Osborne. So yep, they do have Dana Osborne, Post Servant, and Rodney Woodford. So these 3 drivers are still racing, but unfortunately, Mark Jorgensen has had an early night tonight. But of these 3 drivers, one of them is heavily damaged, and that is the 9 of Post Servant. So that means Post Servant will be way under speed. He was pushing 173 miles an hour. Max speed, which means he is 10 miles an hour less than the pace of a driver without the draft, which will mean he will be out of the draft in no time. Yep, at this point, let's see, 25 laps to go. Once we go green, we'll most likely, we'll be having 23 laps to go. And every driver who pitted in will be able to make it all the way, but it's questionable. Jason Kinzer and Gregory Thompson, they did stay out. So if this thing goes green all the way, they will not be able to make it all the way. Yeah, once again, it's very unfortunate indeed for every single driver having an early night tonight. For Chase race number 1, the round of 16. But good thing they still have another chance after next week at Daytona with the trucks, open setups, so they can tweak their machines there and make them extra fast, so they can be able, and work with their team, so they can be able to redeem themselves after having a rough start to tonight's Chase race 1 round of 16. And next week, after the next race will be very, very crucial, very, very important for these drivers, because that will determine whether or not they advance to the next round of 8. Because once again, it does become an elimination race. But it looks like Kinzer is headed down pit road this time by, and so is Gregory Thompson. Nope, scratch that, just Jason Kinzer. And Gregory Thompson stay out. What a gamble! He takes the race lead here on lap 52, across the start-finish line. Oh man. At this point, Gregory Thompson is the only driver who has the most laps on his tires. I should say who has over 15 laps on his tires. And we are still 2 to green. This does give us some time to get a race interview in. So let's focus on one of the drivers up here. Let's focus on the leader, the 7 of Gregory Thompson. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are being joined by the by Gregory Thompson, the 7 of Gregory Thompson up in the Dre broadcasting booth. Get a up there, Greg.
Yeah, I got a copy.
How you doing tonight?
Doing good. Just playing a strategy game right now.
Oh, copy that. And do you have any teammates out there, Greg, who you look forward to maybe assisting bring this home, this championship, that is?
Well, I got the 81 with me tonight. The 43 was with us earlier, but he's out of the race now, so now I just got the 81 Christopher Berry with me right now.
Oh, copy that. And how the machine's been handling? Is the car meeting your performance? I mean, your expectations.
The car is good. I mean, it handles really well. I mean, I'm pushing the heck out of the guys in front of me. I know I gave Sawyer the first stage win, so you know, I was hoping that I could push Gary Champion to the second stage win and get me some more stage points there, because I'm not in the chase, so I'm pushing for those stage points now.
Oh, copy that, Greg. Well, buddy, you have come a long way tonight. You have stayed alive. We unfortunately, some drivers were involved in a big one. I believe you were involved as well in one of the big ones we had early on. But you were able to get that brand new machine out. Not a single scratch on that beast. That is a very, very well-dressed machine. Tell us a little bit about that paint scheme, Jenny Thompson.
That's my wife's business. She sells LuLaRoe clothing, so I put it on the car here, and it's actually helped, believe it or not.
Oh, 10-4, yep, that definitely does go very well with the machine. Once again, very, very nice looking paint scheme. That is LuLaRoe?
Roger, LuLaRoe. That's a women's clothing line, so I advertise for my wife there.
Oh, 10-4. Well, ladies and gentlemen, check that out. LuLaRoe clothing line by Jenny Thompson. Well, Greg, you've come a long way, man. You have stayed alive this long. Keep living, and see you in victory lane tonight for Chase Race number 1, and good luck to you.
Good luck to you guys too, and thanks for y'all's broadcasting.
And that was the 7 of Gregory Thompson. We are now back 1 to green, being led by him. He will be pushed by the 8 of Dana Osborne. On the outside, 18 Gary Champion, who will be pushed by the 4 of Justin Levine, going green this time by. And once we go green, we will have 23 laps to go. Well, no, 22 laps to go. We have 23 laps this far. About 22 laps to go once the green flag flies on lap number 54. So let's get it done. And we know how much you were enjoying that Crank It Up cam, having those V8 motors roaring as one, I should say singing as one, as a group, for a common good. So we'll continue that once the green flag flies, so stay tuned. The pace car is off. Gregory Thompson controlling the pace. The 8 of Osborne right behind, being pushed by the 82. That's a 32 of Jason Eisenhower. The green flag flies. We are green here for Chase Race number 1. Holmes Now Cyber Championship Series by Holmes Now, no later. On the outside, the 4 of Justin Levine, all over the 18 of Gary Champion. On the inside, the 8 of Dana Osborne does back off due to that shifting difference. But we'll try and get hooked up with him here before the exit, or say on the exit of turn number 2. The 97 of Jeremy Funk as well here in this mix. 81 of Christopher Berry. We have the 49 of Ronald Kingston. 35 Sawyer Ott. Drivers still getting up to speed as we speak. Well, we will give them here one more lap for us to finally kick in the Crank It Up cam, and we will let you guys enjoy it for a couple of laps. And the drivers are now almost fully up to speed, 192 miles an hour plus, and climbing, I should say, by the 8 of Dana Osborne, 7 of Gregory Thompson, the 18 of Gary Champion, the 4 of Josephine Contact up front, 7 involved in this mix. Big red caution flies with 21 laps left. 4 of Justin Levine involved in this mix. Let's see, 7 of Gregory Thompson got a piece of it. 32 of Jason Eisenhower, and 18 of Gary Champion, that is, sorry. Let's focus on Gregory Thompson, Dave, and see what happened.
As we go back to the Dre broadcast and replay, 7 of Gregory Thompson leading out front, being pushed by the 8 of Dana Osborne. Oh, looks like a bad push there. Got him loose up into the wall. Gary Champion, the 49 of Ronald Kingston, the 9 of Paul Servant also involved in that. This is going to shake things up here with just 21 laps to go.
Yep, it will shake things up indeed, and we're going to be having, I believe, let's see, 18 to 19 laps once we go green left here in tonight's race. And this would be a good time for us to take a commercial break so we can give you guys a chance to get your popcorn and refreshments and thank our sponsors. We'll be right back, so stay tuned.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them four abreast, often imitated, never duplicated, the greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Dre Broadcasting Network as we continue tonight's chase race number 1, round of 16, with the Cyber Racing Association Drive for Autism Super Speedway Series. But this chase series is the Homes Now Cyber Championship Series. That is Homes Now Cyber Championship Series, brought to you by Homes Now Not Later. That's Homes Now Not Later sponsor. Well, the good thing is not only the drivers in the chase or race for the championship or racing for points, but also the drivers 17th through 19th place are racing for positions, because that will pay out as well. So it does pay finish 17th, 18th, or 19th, and that, for those who are new, is the drivers who are not racing the chase, because we have 16 drivers racing the chase this time. So the other ones, starting from 17th place all the way down to 17th through 19th, have been selected 1, 2, 3 to receive some rewards before the season ends. Well, going back to the race, we are being led by the age of Dana Osborne, Christopher Berry 2nd, Zachary Hell 3rd, Jason Kinzer 4th, and Jeremy Funk in the 5th place spot. Speaking of Jeremy Funk was able to avoid trouble. Well, he was able to avoid trouble, but looks like he ended up using his backup car. So Dave, looks like he just decided to go down pit road, get that brand new one, because the other one did have a few scratches here and there. Most likely was affecting him, even though it didn't look like it from up here. But Sawyer Ott, Jason Eisenhower, Thomas Labar, Bobby Tinch, Rem Ridden on the 2nd, and Lance Marsh. Those top 10 drivers, with Lance Marsh being 11th place driver. And Sawyer Ott has sustained some right side damage on that machine. And that machine has seen better days. But that Double E barbecue machine is determined to get the job done, like he talked about when he was up in the broadcasting booth for an interview during one of the cautions early on. He is still determined to get the job done. He will keep his head high, just like he has done all season long. He talked to us about how he wasn't able to get a win in the regular season before the chase began, as he had wished. But he's hoping to change that this chase series. Going back up front, we are coming back to 1 to green, this time by.
Yep, Sean, the lights on the pace car do go out. We are back 1 to green here on lap 59. 17 laps to go, 16 laps to go once the green flag flies.
Oh, man. And I said we had 18 to 19 laps. We're going to be having 18 to 19 laps left of green flag racing. Yep, bump that down to 16 laps like you talked about. This is lap 17 laps to go, 16 laps once cross the start finish line for lap number 60. At this point, it is go time, and so far in the race, we have actually lost one more driver, 82 of Daniel Harrington. Very unfortunate for Daniel Harrington. He's an amazing driver. We look forward to seeing him back again for chase race 2 round of 16 at Daytona. This lineup consists of Dana Osborne, who will be pushed by the 62 of Zachary Hale on the inside. On the outside will be the 81 of Christopher Berry, being pushed by Zachary Hale. And the remaining drivers so far, the teammates, we have Christopher Berry and Gregory Thompson. Gregory Thompson, status check. Gregory Thompson is unfortunately done. He's on pit road getting towed. So Christopher Berry has become a solo driver, same as Jeremy Funk. Let's see who else. Bobby Tinch is still racing, the only Radical Racing team driver racing, because everybody else in Radical Racing unfortunately has had an early night. Justin Levine, Zachary Hale, Gary Champion, and Jason Kinzer are still going nice and strong. Let's see who else. We have Race Fan Racing. We have lost a couple of drivers in there. Matthew Rosenbach, Roy Remmer on the second, Sawyer Ott, Rebel Racing as well. Some are still going nice and strong. Britton on the second is back in the pack. Pace car dips off. Dana Osborne still controls this pace. The green flag flies. We are now green this time by 16 laps to go. Lap number 60. That is 6-0. Everybody at this point will be able to make it the full length, or I should say the remainder of the way. So no more pit stops, or I should say no more required pit stops for these drivers. 11 of Kinzer propels the 81 of Berry past the inside. The 8 of Dana Osborne. Berry goes back down, goes down the inside, no backup high. He was trying to let Dana know, hey, I can control both lanes, I'll come down, I'll stay up. He decided to stay up there. He's just pretty much mocking, or I should say taunting, Dana Osborne. But Osborne to the inside of Berry with the help of 62 of Zachary Hale. And Sawyer Ott right now third place on the outside, despite his heavy damage on the right side of that double E barbecue machine. Still determined to get the job done. Thomas Labar, we spoke much of Thomas Labar. He's kept a very, very low profile tonight. He's now making his first appearance here in the top 10 from 23rd place to 7th place as we speak, behind Sawyer Ott on the outside. Chris Berry jumps down to the inside in front of the 8 of Dana Osborne, passing the lead of the outside to the 11 of Jason Kinzer. Taking over the push will be the 35 of Sawyer Ott.
Yes, these guys are hammering now. We got a few chase contenders up here up front, still trying to lock their way into the next round. But we still got 15 laps to go. Anything can happen, Sean. Anything at all can happen.
Yep, anything can happen. It's not over until it's over. Things do go from good to bad to good in a hurry. At such speeds, over 200 miles an hour. I talked about early on how Dwayne Cooper, the 18 of Gary Champion, including the 4 of Jackson Levine, working the outside line early on, were pushing over 209 miles an hour. And at that rate, once again, the greater the speed, the greater the risk. So Bobby Tinch right now, including the 49 of, speaking of Bobby Tinch, he has some heavy damage and is under pace, pushing 197 miles an hour, now 198. He's not up to pace with the lead pack, but he is still up there, 201 miles an hour, and increasing with the help of the 49 of Ron Kingston. Status check on the drives in the third pack, being led by 77 Travis Stewart. Oh, they actually separated. Travis Stewart, Remmer on the second. Roger Stewart, they are separated a lot, and they're trying their best to catch up, but they will lose a lot of time before they gain any, or before they catch up to each other. Roadrunner Senior for the back of the pack. Jason Eisenhower as well in this mix in the back of the pack. So this field is very, very spread out.
Yeah, only 16 cars left out on the track. Justin Veen being the last one, Lance Marshare. So only 16 out of the 29 are coming here, but we are getting down to the nitty gritty here. 13 laps to go. So it's go time. I mean, these drivers know that anything could happen. This race could end under green. It could end under yellow. So they got to be careful, but they got to start making their moves as well.
Yeah, and early on we spoke about Travis Stewart and Roger Stewart, who all regular season have just raced in the back and somehow still have had good luck. Well, I say that like it's a bad thing, but riding the back, you know, it could be good, it could be bad, it just depends on the race. It's a good thing when you're having a lot of cautions and they're dodging wrecks, or dodging or avoiding wrecks, but it's a bad thing when the races go green for a very long time, which we've had a lot of races go green for a long time and had some green flag pit stops, which could not have worked well for them, but they were lucky enough to get some cautions here and there. But right now, here they are being shown for the back of the pack, 11th and 10th place, including 11th and 12th place, including 10th place, 87 written on the second. So they are trying their best to get up to the lead pack. They are being shown 5 seconds behind the lead pack and are way out of draft range of that lead pack. So at this point, Dave, something tells me they are hoping for a caution to get them back up there.
Yeah, they're going to need to, because, I mean, we still got 7 cars up here in the lead pack, so they are just losing ground there. I mean, just taking a look, Ronald Kingston here, he is running about 198 mile an hour. Raymond Rittenauer in the group behind him, only at 192, 93 mile an hour. So they are hoping for a caution to try to get back up, but a lot of these cars are damaged, so they can't do the top speed.
Yeah, and if that caution does not come out, it will be a very, very big disadvantage. But good thing, luckily, they do have 2 chances at the round of 16, or we should say with the round of 16. And they most likely won't have to worry about that. Well, I shouldn't really say that now, but considering most of the drivers in the chase in the round of 16 were involved and had an early night and had to retire early for the night, that will increase their chances next week. By their chances, I mean the Stewarts, with the Stewart Racing Team, Roger Stewart and Travis Stewart, once again father and son. But going back up front, kids are pushing on the 8 of Dana Osborne, who will be assisted by the 35 of Sawyer Ott. I talked about how bad the damage on Sawyer Ott's machine was looking, but looks can be deceiving, Dave, and in this case they are deceiving, because he is up to speed and not even lagging back whatsoever.
Yeah, most definitely. Usually if you get a little front end damage, you can run in the draft. It's just when you get out front and being pushed, that's going to hinder you on your overall speed. But we are now 9 laps to go here at tonight's race. Race chase number 1.
Yeah, 9 laps to go, less than 10 laps to go. These drivers better find 5th gear. At this point, it's going to come down to the 2nd and 3rd place drivers. They need to catch up to this lead pack before too long. Speaking of 2nd pack, we talked about how Travis Stewart and Roger Stewart, including Raymond on the 2nd, were 5 seconds behind the lead pack. That has now gone up to 9 seconds. So in only 2 laps, they lost 4 seconds to the lead pack. That is not a good thing. You talked about how great the speed difference between them and the lead pack was. And that definitely is not working with them, but against them. And for the back in the pack, I said back up in the pack, the 5 of Thomas Labarre trying to get back up there. So most likely trying to find a way to set up his opponents. And Thomas Labarre right now is working with the Sim Nation Racing Team, Marty Ray, Adam Eisenhower, and Jason Eisenhower. But these guys have had some bad luck. So it looks like he is on his own here until the very end of tonight's race, depending on nobody but himself, or maybe he's trying to make some friends as we speak, but he drops back down to the inside of the 35 of Sawyer Ott behind the 97 of Jeremy Funk. He might be trying to make some friends and then break that friendship as soon as the white flag flies, but so far is just backing off and riding for a few more laps. And Zachary Hale is backing off every now and then, most likely trying to cool that motor. If you push for too long, that motor will go boom in only a matter of seconds. So he is trying to avoid that, trying to avoid blinding the guys behind him. And once that happens up front, like we have seen tonight, actually I should say all wrecks that happened tonight except for one were caused by bad hooks or unsquirreliness of these machines. Just a light tap and it sends these guys sideways up the track, down the track into other traffic, causing big jumps. We saw some drivers get caught by the catch fence. That was the 18 of Gary Champion, trying not to make history repeat itself here coming into next race. But yep, some drivers took some serious flights, just like we always expect with every single race. Well, we don't really expect it, but it's very, very good to see. We're not happy that the drivers took some serious flights. It's very, very rough for them. But definitely does look good on the broadcast. But 97 Funk jumps back to the outside to assist the 11 of Jason Kinzer, the 5 of Thomas Labar's Force. We tighten it up. And for the back of the pack, Rod Rodham Sr. was involved in an incident early on, is being shown 13th place, but starting 27th. He has been keeping a low profile ever since his incident. And he is being pushed by the 32 of Jason Eisenhower with the Sim Nation Racing. His brother included in that. That's going to be 52 of Adam Eisenhower, who has retired early tonight after having a very, very bad wreck early on. I should say bad wrecks. That did end his night very early. They are being shown about 36 to 37 seconds behind the leaders. And at this point, we only have 14 drivers left on the lead lap. First driver 1 lap down is the 20 of Lance Marsh. Lance Marsh not racing anybody for the lucky dog, so he will be able to get the lucky dog if the caution comes out. Justin Levine 16, 3 laps down. Gregory Thompson 15 laps down. Gary Champion, Paul Servant, Rodney Woodford, all these guys more than 10 laps down. Very unfortunate. Some are still on pit road getting that damage fixed, getting some service on those machines, and some have once again parked them behind the wall and retired for the night. We have 4 laps to go, 4 laps to go. Going back up from the 8 of Dana Osborne has a new pusher, this 97 of Jeremy Funk. 11 of Kinzer dropped down to the inside and takes over the lead of the inside and being pushed by the 81 of Christopher Berry. And we do have Daniel Harrington once again. Daniel, sorry to hear about your, sorry to see your misfortune tonight. We look forward to seeing you and everybody else for the next race, Chase Race 2, Daytona International with the trucks. I look forward to you and your teammates coming up with a very amazing setup, and hopefully you can spank these boys and redeem yourself from tonight's race. But so far, once again, Danny, we have 14 drivers on the lead lap. Rod Rodham Sr., Jason Eisenhower getting lapped by the lead pack. We now have 12 laps left on the lead pack. Rod Rodham Sr. trying to catch the draft of this lead pack, but the lead pack is long gone. So the gap in between him and that lead pack is getting nothing but bigger with time. And Kings are taking over the race lead this time by trying to hang on to that race lead, being challenged by the 8, still being challenged by the 8 of Dana Osborne. Dana becoming a one-man team so far, a one-man driver. His teammates, once again, further back in the pack. Some did retire early on. So he is depending on himself, same as Christopher Berry and the 11 of Jason Kinzer.
The 81, Christopher Berry, jumps up in front of Dana Osborne as he is trying to lead that outside. 2 laps to go. The question is, what is he going to do when he clears Jason Kinzer? Is he going to stay up high? Is he going to drop back down low? As we are now coming in through turns 3 and 4. We are 2 wide, 3 deep here for the lead pack. Just these 6 cars left on the lead pack. The 35 of Sawyer-On has dropped out of the range as they are now getting ready to cross the start-finish line. White flag is out.
And excuse me for saying Kinzer was a solo driver, but he still has one of his teammates, the Chicago 1 teammate, 62 of Zachary Hale. They are controlling the inside line so far, trying to get hooked on this white flag. the more they stay hooks, the greater their speeds, but the outside line is still challenging, still propelling. 81, Chris Berry, but their run did stall before turn 3. That just might benefit the inside line. They're trying to stay hooked up. Yep, Zachary very close. The bumper of Kinzer. And I'm saying 8 of Osborne was unhooked from the 81 of Christopher Berry. They on the exit of turn 4, side by side for the final time. Exiting turn 4. Oh, they go sideways. Oh, 3 wide up front. They almost make contact. 6 of Zachary Hale, Jason Kinzer, and Christopher Berry. 1, 2, 3 respectively. Let's see. Jason Kinzer, Zachary Hale, and Chris Berry. 1, 2, 3. Dana Osborne 4th. And Thomas LeBron in the 5th place spot. That was a 3 wide finish. What a finish and what a race. We'll be interviewing the top 3 drivers, Jason Kinzer, Zachary Hale, and Christopher Berry, so stay tuned. Well, tonight's race, we're going to check out one Motorsports 1-2. Jason Kinzer and Zachary Hale putting on a heck of a smoke show. Please blind us some more. Tonight's race, winner 11 of Jason Kinzer, bringing this thing home after starting nearly dead last, 1 spot above dead last, 28th, and winning tonight's race. How are you doing tonight, Jason?
Doing great, man.
Oh, Jason, what a heck of a performance on your part tonight, doing Checker One Motorsports proud. Tell us about your night tonight. It was very eventful by the looks of it. I mean, by the way it looks early on.
Yeah, I started it back. I was just trying to get up there for the end of the stages and try to conserve myself, man. Getting through the wrecks was something else. Getting through there with a couple of my teammates, Zach included, man, that was some heck of pushing right there at the end, man. I can't thank him enough.
Oh, most definitely. You guys did define exactly what teamwork is all about. Doing Checker One Motorsports proud. And last week, for the chase before the race, well, the race before the chase, the final race of the regular season, round number 12 at Daytona 2007, you guys still were able to bring home a 1-2 for Checker One Motorsports. That was Justin Levine and Gary Champion, and tonight doing the exact same thing for chase race number 1. And Jason, we know you're not racing the chase, but we do have 3 of you 3 of the teammates are racing in the chase. Do you have any plans of assisting them and helping them, one of them, hopefully bring home the championship this season?
Yeah, I was trying to get Zach up there, honestly, get him into the next round, but I seen a hole after I got clear with Dana there. It shot down to the bottom, and he come up and pushed me. We've been trying to keep all our teammates up there because, like you just said, man, 3 out of 4 of us are in there. The last couple weeks, man, we've just had a lot of momentum, and we've just been trying to keep it going for us.
Oh, that is all you can do, and you guys have been doing an amazing job at that. And just when we do know that you did not have the best regular season, you were involved in almost every single wreck there was. Trouble just seemed to be finding you, even though you were trying your best to avoid it with every single race, but you have still been determined despite all those hardships that the track throws your way. And that is very, very good to see, and it goes unnoticed. So I want to commend you on that. Well, any plans for next race? Chase Race 2 at Daytona 2011 with the trucks.
Well, I'm sure it'll be a lot better race. Normally when we have the open setups, there's not so many cautions and everybody takes their time a little more. The only plan is try to get Gary and Justin up there, have some good finishes next race too, and try to catch them up with Zach here, and hopefully we get all 3 of them to the next round.
Okay, happy. I look forward to that. Well, Jason, any final words before we let you go?
Yeah, man, I just want to thank Holmes now and Cyber Racing, Dre Broadcaster, man. Without y'all, it wouldn't be possible. Thank all my teammates, man. They're great. They're always behind me 100%. Try to be behind each other 100%. Got to thank Dwayne Cooper for the league, man. Without him, none of this would be here.
Well, congratulations on your success tonight as a team. The Checker One Motorsports team, you guys are very strong, and you get nothing but stronger with every single race. Congratulations on your win here tonight, Jason. Look forward to seeing you again next race for Chase Race 2 at Daytona. Have a good night, buddy, and go celebrate some more.
Thank you, man. I hope to see you there.
And that was Jason Kinzer, but right behind him is where we spoke to during one of the caution 6-2 of Zachary Hale. Get a cup there, Zach.
Yes, sir.
Well, Zach, it was a heck of a performance on your part here tonight. Well, I said we spoke to you, but I was mistaken you with one of the other drivers there. I do apologize about that. But how's your race tonight?
Great. Normally I try to drive a little more conservative and right around the back, but this race, going into the chase, I decided to be a little more aggressive, and it just really worked out for us tonight.
Oh, 10-4. Look forward to. That's very glad to hear. Now, do you plan on using the same strategy all race long? You think it's going to work all season long? All Chase series long?
It worked tonight, so until it gets me wrecked out, I think that's what we're going to do.
Oh, 10-4, absolutely. Yep, sometimes you do have to experiment in order to learn and grow, and you have done an amazing job this season, all season long there, Zach. We know you have a couple of ups and downs. In tonight's race, too, early on, you were smoking heavily with that H&H graphic design, but you were able to still finish in the second place spot, gaining 16 spots over, starting in the 18th place position with the Checker One racing crew. And Zach, what are your plans all season long? What do you think you have to improve on, or anything you have to work on, or just pretty much any plans for success?
Yeah, the main thing is getting all of our cars to the end of the race. Tonight was crazy with the cautions. It was so unpredictable, and took out the cautions. Took out a lot of good drivers. So something we got to work on is just getting all the cars to the finish, getting those team points. Everybody on the team really works together really good. We've got good team chemistry, so everybody's helping everybody out. Just like tonight, I tried to get out there and get the win, but I'm glad for Jason, glad that he got it, because he needs those points too. So as long as we work together and get the cars to the end, that's our goal.
That is a very, very good goal, Zach. And tonight, once again, congratulations on your success, and congrats as well on being locked into the chase. So three of the four drivers in your team are locked into the chase. That's very, very good. I look forward to seeing one of you get crowned as new champion this season, and that would be very nice to see once you guys start battling it out once you make it to the round of 4. Well, Zach, any final words before we let you go?
Yeah, like Jason said, Checker One Motorsports. I want to thank everybody for helping each other out. Sharing setups, working together. Thank Dwayne for the league. Cyber Racing, Holmes now, what they're doing. It's awesome what they're doing. Thank you guys for everything that you guys do. You guys put on a good show for us, and we can go back and watch it, and it's real fun to watch. Mostly just Cyber and Holmes now.
Well, Zach, congratulations on a very, very good start to the chase. I look forward to seeing more performances, more great performances like this. And hopefully next race you'll be a spot higher. I know you'll be trying your best to get your teammates up there, but if you guys end up being 1 through 4th, it will be amazing. Still seeing you guys race it out and trying your best to both advance as a team to get to go against the team championship, at the same time the crown. Congratulations once again on success, Zach, and go celebrate, buddy. You earned it. See you next race.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And that was Zachary Hale, finishing in second place from 18th place, gaining 16 spots overall. But next driver had one of the worst luck out here tonight. The 81 of Christopher Berry. You got a cup there, Chris?
Yes, sir.
How you doing tonight?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Well, Chris, we got a chance to speak with one of your teammates there, the 7 of Gregory Thompson. You ended up losing another teammate there early on. That was the 43 of David Anderson. Tell us about your race and your experience, man.
Pretty much. I I think I got involved in every single wreck that happened, but it didn't tear up the car enough where I had to use my reset. So I kind of saved it a little bit, and there towards the end, I used it and kind of drove up to the front a little bit. And Greg and I think Dave got called into earlier caution, but Greg, he was leading quite a few laps of the race, and he got took out. So it kind of sucks, but it was a fun race. Great finish too.
Absolutely, and an amazing performance on your part tonight. Despite losing your teammates, it still didn't make your foot any lighter. In fact, your foot got heavier. You were able to put that foot through the floorboard, that pedal through the floorboard. So you're gonna have some repairing to do on that floorboard before the next race with the K&N cars. And next race will be racing at Daytona with the trucks. And actually, before we talk about Daytona, you're not racing the Chase. But Chris, you have a chance at racing for 17th, 8th, and 19th in points to get the those points and also the rewards that come with that. You think you have what it takes to accomplish that?
Of course I do. I wouldn't be racing, but I think it's pretty cool what Dwayne did with the 17th. That way, everybody kind of stays grounded. That way they don't go up there and make stupid mistakes and crazy moves and stuff. But all the guys in the Chase, they've worked hard all year long to get in the Chase. So it's gonna be fun.
Oh, most definitely, buddy. We look forward to your performance here, the remainder of this series, and hopefully you will be among the 17th place. I mean, hopefully you will be the 17th place driver, because you've had an amazing season this season. Well, next week we'll be transferring. Well, after next week we'll be transferring to Daytona with the track's open setups. What do you think you have to work on before that race? Anything you have to get out of the way?
Me and Dave and Greg's pretty good about working on setups, so hopefully we'll put together a good setup and we'll have good results.
Oh, absolutely. That is all you can hope for. And Chris, you have what it takes to spank these boys. With that said, we look forward to seeing you have your first win in the Chase Series at Daytona with the trucks and with your teammates right behind you, Gregory Thompson and including David Anderson. Well, but any final words before we let you go?
I'd just like to thank Dwayne for this league. This league is awesome. It's grown over the last couple of years, and I enjoy running it. I'd like to thank Dana also. He was pushing me there towards the end, and just everybody. Holmes Now, Cyber Racing Association. They put on a great league, and I've enjoyed myself. And y'all for broadcasting, and Dwayne Cooper for running it.
Well, Chris, congratulations on your success here for Chase Race 1. Look forward to seeing you at Chase Race number 2. You're going to bring your A game as usual. So look forward to seeing that performance and seeing you 2 spots above the place you finished here tonight on the pole. Well, buddy, go celebrate. You earned it. And get ready for next race.
All right. Thank you, fellas.
And that was 81 of Christopher Berry. That runs up 1, 2, 3, Jason Kinzer, Zachary Hale, and Christopher Berry. Well, it was an amazing race, Dave. Unfortunately, a lot of drivers were involved in incidents early on and had to retire for the night, which only gave us 12 drivers finishing on the lead lap with more than half the field with some heavy damage. But I look forward to these guys getting back again, getting back at it. Looking forward to having a better race. Next race, Chase Race 2, round of 16. Still last round of 16 before the round of 8. So we're going to see exactly who will advance and who will be kicked out of that chase. So once again, round of 16, Chase Race 2, Daytona Trucks. After next week, September 2nd, because next week, CRA, Cyber Racing Association, does have an off week. Well, Dave, any final words, any thoughts?
It was a great race, great finish. Can't wait till next race at Daytona.
And thank you, viewers out there in the chat, for watching the Dre Broadcasting Network tonight, bring you live Chase Race 1, round of 16, Holmes Now Cyber Championship Series by Holmes Now Not Later. Want to thank Holmes Now Not Later as the main sponsor. Want to thank them for making this all possible, and all the rewards and prizes that these guys will be getting. That gives them extra motivation to get the job done. Well, next race, once again, Chase Race 2, Trucks, Daytona 2011. And the next broadcast is going to be tomorrow night, the Precision Racing League American iRacing Sunday Series at Auto Club Speedway, flat, high-speed track. Well, little to no banking, but high-speed track and bumpy at the same time with the B cars. And thank you once again for joining us tonight. If you are new to the Dre Broadcasting Network channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you get notified every single time we go live, because we go live 6 nights a week, which means more races, more action, more side-by-side, more bump drafting, and every single kind of competition known to mankind that you can imagine on a racetrack. Tonight we saw some 5 wide, 4 wide, 3 wide, all race long, 2 wide. And some drivers taking some flight. 18 of Gary Champion did break the record of flight here in tonight's race at Talladega. But once again, see you again next race, and thanks for watching.